Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? We are the new Watchers on the Wall, and we are here to talk about our
Top four people.
top four people that we don't trust.
We
in
giving these
from.
folks the side eye and
Okay.
from. We giving them the side eye. And we have our special guest, Derek. He's in the house. Say what's up to the people, Derek.
What's up, people?
And Derek joins us, relatively regularly when we discuss the show because it's something that we all love. But before we jump into the show, I want to play the preview for episode 2 and for us to take a moment just to discuss what we hear. So just listen up a little bit. We're not going to show it because we don't want a copyright strike, but we can play it and you can hear it and you can kind of recognize the voices and get an idea of what's to expect in episode 2. Let's listen up, y'all.
You were in the barn with her, with those things. How are you still alive?
I'm gonna find those things, and I'm gonna burn every last one of them.
Victor is alive. The town I was telling you about, he's been stuck there all these years.
Where did you get the lunchbox?
This family is all we've got, and now we've got one left.
What was I supposed to do? We would have
We
starved.
would have found another way.
Wow. A lot there to dissect. When you guys saw the trailer, what was something that stood out to you guys most quickly?
To be honest,
I think
go ahead, Derek.
I think it was Kenny. I mean, this guy has just gone through so much. You know, he lost his father in season 1, and and then he had a girlfriend, a budding relationship, and then he lost that. And now he loses his mother. I mean, that's a lot of L's, man, for one person to take.
We was talking about that earlier. I said Kenny just stay taking L's, man. He's getting friend zoned. His mom
Would really be friend zoned if the person wasn't attracted to you in the first place.
Hey,
I mean,
I don't know.
One of the things that I saw during the trailer that immediately popped up in my mind is the boy in the white. And for some reason, I think that boy in the white is Mr. Kavanaugh. I don't know. I'm almost getting to the point where I want to wear a aluminum foil cap because I think everybody is this person and that person, and I'm like, I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. But that's immediately what I thought when I saw it. But really, to be serious, is that it's getting very this is going to be a very sad season, it seems like, and it's not going to be any levity, and it just feels very heavy watching the trailer.
Yeah. There was a couple of things that stood out to me. Definitely the part with Tabitha speaking to Victor's dad. They did a really good job with the trailer and not telling you whether or not he is aware of from, because he said, where did you get the lunchbox? Right. So they didn't tell us whether he is actually from and he's been there, but I am very curious to see what that relationship and that rapport is going to be like as they try to work collaboratively to get back to Fromville. So that's going to be super exciting. And that's kind of like what I'm looking forward to, in addition to all the other stuff.
Also, too, I think she is not safe there. I get the feeling that Victor's dad is asking her, where did you get the lunchbox? Because she thinks she's knows something or has done something or is part of something that did something to his son. And she's walking around just like saying these things, asking these questions. She has no ID. People have been looking for her and her family, and she has no answers other than they're stuck in this town somewhere. So it's to me, it's she's in danger.
Okay.
Like she would almost be better off in Fromville.
Okay. That's I don't know. I mean, you bring us some good things. I think that takes us right into the right point when you talk about being better off in Fromville, because let's get into the top 4 people that we don't trust. Let's start with Fatima, right? And early on in this show, none of us really liked her for a variety of different reasons. One of the things that stood out to me with her was she seemed to be grooming Jim and Tabitha's daughter. Earlier on, their daughter had the opportunity to choose. Do they want to stay in? Does she want to stay in the town, or does she want to stay in Colony House? And we thought it was such a weird choice because she was a minor. And even still, when she got to the Colony House, they put her in a room with boy's son and with Fatima, and they had a sheet dividing them. And throughout that first season, we saw that she actually had an attraction to Fatima because during that birthday party, when Fatima kissed one of the girls in the house, their daughter, what's her name?
She's being exposed to all of this free love, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
And she's a minor, you know? And I'm also wondering too, again, the thing with the parents being irresponsible, you know, as her mom, if that's the case, okay, cool. I want to go to Colony House too. Put us in a room together somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I mean, nobody thought to. Anyway, I can go on a tangent about these two parents, but it's just like, right? Am I right?
No, you're 100%.
You like
right.
wherever you go, I'm going, sweetheart.
Exactly. And another thing, like even from season 1, there's been a couple of things that she has said as well that make me wonder, why did she not want to leave this place? So in season 1, episode 6, she was talking to Ellis about the town's impact, and she said, what if the reason we're here is to teach us something? Maybe we're supposed to learn how to live with it, right? And then also in season 2, episode 4, she says, if you spend all your time thinking about leaving, you forget to live, right? And I always felt like
that was an odd thing to say.
Yeah, I always felt like she preferred to be in Fromville, and in particular, I think that Fatima has done something in the real world, and she doesn't want to be back in the real world, so to speak. And I think that, and this was all during the time when things were all lovey-dovey, and from during the first season where they were having a lot of fun. They had got the monsters under control.
There's no responsibility really, other than doing a couple hours of farm work.
Farm work. She was growing the weed. People loved her for that.
Yeah.
She had a great relationship. It looked like they were kind of swinging in Colony House.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now this place has turned into like a hellscape. So now I'm thinking, what is she going to think about this place now? Is she wanting to get out now that she's pregnant? Another person that
before we jump on, can I share a crazy theory I have about Fatima?
Oh yeah. I love it.
You're gonna like this, Derek. You're gonna like this. So that figure that keeps harassing Elgin, right? Follow me, y'all. I want to see what y'all think about this. It's always wet no matter what's happening. It drowned him in the tub. Why are you looking like that?
Because you're taking my theory.
Am I taking your theory?
Yes,
I thought I came up with this.
No, I said this before we went to bed last night. You're taking my theory.
I don't believe it, Derek. All right, so she tried to drown Elgin in the tub the first time we saw this thing. Then in episode 1, we saw her and she walked over to Elgin. She was still wet, but she placed her hands around his face like a loving being or entity or whatever the case may be. We've always thought that Elgin has been in Fromville somehow, some way. What if Elgin is the child of Fatima and Ellis, right? And I have two theories about this. Either Elgin is born and he's in Fromville as a really young child and they escape, or what if Fatima, it's actually 3 teens. What if Fatima escapes Fromville while she's pregnant? And my final one is, what if Fatima drowns or something like that?
That was my theory.
That was yours.
Yes.
So it's 3 things. What if Fatima drowns, but they're somehow able to save the child or something to that effect? Because in previous episodes on the cave drawings, it appeared to be an image of a flood, right? So what if there is a flood And that's why this creature is wet or whatever the case may be, because it represents her being flooded. Does she try to commit, somehow she drowns. What do y'all think about that?
So what I said about that is that I think that little thing that is haunting Elgin is his mother. She's wearing the same robe as Fatima, and her hair is wet the whole time. And then the whole connection with the water and trying to drown. Yes, I think something did happen to her that has to do with water, but for some reason I feel like I have a real strong feeling that the way you get out is by dying. I have a really strong feeling that that's how you get out. And I feel like while she was pregnant, that's how she got out. And he was born outside of Frumville. And I think maybe she's grew up telling him about it. His father got left behind. I don't know. I feel like she got out while she was pregnant via drowning. And then her coming back, the monster coming back to Elgin, is trying to drown him, trying to
help him escape.
Right. And I think that is my tinfoil hat theory.
And I like that, because I always felt like Elgin was from the town. What do you think, Derek?
No, I don't know if they're connected like that just because of their ages, but that's a nice segue into Elgin, because it's my view that he is one of the people that you can't trust in Frumville.
Wow.
All right, go for it.
I mean, and you just go back to season 2 when he was on the bus. I mean, he wakes up and he's like, wait, hey, turn around. Like, he knows he has been there before. And then he is the only one. Well, they did have that one, that one time period where, they were all in the cave and Jim's daughter, they were all, like they were under this trance or something. But there's just been this consistent thing where these monsters are trying to connect with him. And then he's always like, he's in thought like, what am I doing? And how did I get back here? And so I don't know if those monsters are using him, and that he is that conduit to get to them, and how the monsters got to all those other people. They're doing that through Elgin. And so Elgin, in my opinion, he is one of the people that you should not trust in Frumville.
That's
what do you guys think?
I think that's interesting. When I think about it, and I'm going to make a parallel. What I kind of feel like, what if Elgin is almost like the quickest way that I can explain this to kind of get the point across is kind of like Neo in the Matrix, right? What if because he was born there or escaped, what if he is actually the key to being able to kill these things, because it's almost like he was Neo. When Neo realized that the Matrix was fake, he was then able to become more than a Matrix. And what if because he was born there, or we're thinking he was born there in the past or whatever, he's going to find out that he has the ability to, I don't know, do something positive to help him. I look at it, I guess what I'm saying is I look at it differently from you. Like, I could see why you would think he is a danger to them, but I almost feel like it's the opposite. I feel like this weird connection he has with the town and stuff like that, and how he kind of feels like he's from there, or he's constantly seeing things, I think is actually going to be beneficial.
Maybe.
Yeah, and he has been there, because I remember the conversation that when he was talking to Jim's daughter, and he was sitting on the porch, and he was just, the way he was looking out, like, oh God, I cannot believe I'm back here.
Yeah.
It's like these things are saying, listen, we are going to kill everybody in this town, and you are going to be the source that allows us to do it, Elgin, whether you want to or not.
That's interesting. What do you think about that, Candace?
Yeah.
I'm like, no. No.
So I think, all right. So I think that
it's making too much sense.
about Elgin, about Elgin being bad.
Yes.
Why? Why you say that?
I mean, think about it. Whenever you watch these shows, it's always the sweet, innocent ones that are like the reason why everything is going down the way it is.
I mean, well, let's go into a person that everybody thinks is a great person that I also think could be in on this, right? Donna.
Oh, you about to blaspheme now. You about to blaspheme. Go ahead. I'm about my girl Donna, but I'm gonna let you go.
I'm going at Donna. To me, Donna has done a number of things throughout the season that seem contradictory to the person she is. Donna is the kind of person that she's about rules, regulations, order, and things like that, right? So when you think about when Jim and his family arrived, their daughter was like, "Hey, where's Lucky at making all that noise?" Their daughter was like, I want to go to Colony House. And their parents are like, "No, you're not going to the Colony House." And then Donna kind of bumps in like, everybody gets to choose. And I thought that was so weird that she would do that to them, especially because their daughter was a minor. And I would have thought, because she's a rules person, that she would have said, "Hey, young lady, you need to listen to your parents."
Right.
But to sit up there and let a minor, and she knows what the hell is going on in Colony House. Come on, Donna. You live in Colony House. You know what is happening in there. We've seen the people having sex in the open in Colony House at night. We've seen them smoking weed. You understand what kind of environment you have in there, and that is not the environment for a minor to be. And for Donna to be like, "Yeah, come on over here," I always thought that was weird. Number two, when we talk about these crops and the crops are going bad, yeah, it's getting cold and stuff like that. What if she is a person that's been contributing to the crops and the stuff not being well? Because if you think about it, she is like, every time we see her, she's with the crops. You know what I'm saying? Season 1, season 2, season 3, and she's always seems to be spending like a lot of times with these crops. And she could, if she wanted to, sabotage, these crops, so to speak. And then what was the other thing I was going to say about Donna, Candace?
She's always trying to disrupt plans on trying to escape.
Yes. All the time. And
she always tries to put seeds of doubt in your mind about escaping.
All the time. And the thing is, why be that way when I don't know if other people have tried to escape before or came up with meaningful plans, but she is constantly against anything where somebody wants to try to leave.
Because you think about it, you can't expect people to want to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Like, why wouldn't you? If it's a safe plan to where we can try to avoid the monsters, why not try it out?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you so content on staying here?
Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't make any sense to me. And to me, it kind of reminds me of, do you remember the old man and Derek? Man, I always be bringing up these references. Derek, Squid Games. In the TV show Squid Games, they had that one main character, the old guy who had the cancer, and he was in the game, and you thought that they had us feeling sorry for the man, and then it turns out he was playing the game and enjoying it because he was about to die anyway, and he wanted to do something, I guess, that was exciting and quirky, before he died and ended his life. And I kind of feel like, I'm not saying Donna's doing that to because she's about to die, but I just feel like there has to be somebody there that's part of the system and enjoying it. And, it's just something about her.
You're not going to like mine.
What was yours?
Victor.
Victor?
No, I do not trust Victor.
Well, can I say just a couple of things in defense of Donna?
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm not going to let you just get my girl like that. And then, let's move on now to Victor. Well, just a couple things that stand out for me. One is when season 2 started and those people were trying to get on the bus. And remember the bus driver, you just call them. We'll call emergency services. And Donna was like, you go out here and it gets dark. you're dying.
Mm-hmm.
And so she took her shotgun, like, I'm blowing these tires out, and you guys are going to get in here.
Mm-hmm.
And also in season 1, she was the one when that guy, got convinced to open up the window, and the monsters got in the colony house along with Smiley. And I hate they killed him off. Just a sidebar. But she was the one that gathered everybody up, and she got them in that van and got them out of there. So I don't know if I would say she's one of the plants. But okay, let's go ahead to Victor. I just want to throw that in.
First of all, the drawings. For some reason, I feel like Victor is drawing these drawings as if to make things happen, or because he's already seen these things happen. Okay? He's not giving you the information that he knows about these monsters. I don't know why no one would question Victor as to why he's been here the longest and doesn't have information for them to use to their benefit. One thing about Victor is that he was in that house when they were talking about the plan or what the plan for the animals, right? He knows where the monsters sleep because he showed it to Tabitha. He was all within there. And for some reason, I feel like Victor is tied to this place in a sinister way. Like, it's almost like he's trying to, and one of our subscribers mentioned something about time not being linear or circular. It's kind of like if you fold time within itself and poke a pin in it, they said that, you would still have that inciting incident, but it might be different. So I feel like there's something happening to where he's controlling what is going on in this town.
Exactly.
Knowingly or maybe unknowingly. But he knows about these trees, right? How did Tabitha end up in his hometown from this tree? Going to this lighthouse, the boy pushes him out, and he ends up in his
places in the world you could have ended up.
Because they're all from different places, right? Out of all the places she ends up in his hometown. He knows about the tree to get to the lighthouse. That's not the first time somebody has gotten out with the lighthouse. Didn't they say his mom or his sister, his mom got his sister out through the lighthouse? Why didn't he tell Jim that? This is where she's going. He knows too much information not to be sharing it, whatever trauma he's going through. If you're so traumatized, you can things that can make this trauma stop. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm at a place where there's something not right about what he has going on. Now, I will say from watching the bonus about the whole season is that the animal thing, losing the animals and the snow and the weather changing, I don't think he expects that. Like, this is different for him. He's been through, like you said, cycles of this happening where he's watched everybody in the town die, but he was the lone survivor. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is a game and he has to be, I don't know. But this is a situation where he's probably never seen this before and he doesn't know how to control it. I don't know. I feel like I'm writing the show at this point. I'm saying all this stuff. So, yeah, I don't trust Victor.
I agree with you that Victor, it seems like he doesn't share a lot of information. And one of the things that people constantly say whenever you say anything negative about Victor, where it seems like he's not sharing info, they always say, but he's been traumatized. He's gone through so much trauma as a kid and blah, blah, blah. And that is 100% true that an individual, could have some trauma. But there's definitely things that they could share, that he could be sharing that could really help. Like, for example, in the trailer for episode 2 that's coming up, we hear Kenny say something like, I'm going to burn them all to death, right? And I thought that was interesting. Victor knows where the monsters sleep. They're asleep down there. And when we saw that in season 2, I said, why don't they go down there and try to kill the damn things while they're asleep, with fire or something like that? And we hear Kenny say that. So I'm curious to see, is Victor finally going to share some information like, okay, I know that they're down there. Or like when you said he knows that Jim went in the tree, but you won't tell his family, Ethan, you won't tell nobody so that they can, know where she is and that she's not stuck in the forest somewhere. And it is a lot of different things that he doesn't share.
In the kid's mind, she's dead.
Exactly. Or she's lost in the woods. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think that there's definitely things that he could share that could be, like I said, he knows where the monsters sleep. He knows that these trees could put you in different places and you be safe. He knows about the lighthouse. There's a lot of things that he knows that he's not sharing. And in some ways, it kind of makes me wonder. A lot of people say, how is it that this guy survived as a kid there? What if he made a bargain? What if he made a bargain and said, I'll, if you let me live, I'll do whatever. Because it's like, how does a kid like him survive all this time by himself, right?
Yeah.
So just kind of going with what you were saying, Candace. Who was our next person? It's our last person, right? So we got Victor, Donna.
I thought that was 4.
No,
Tilly.
We gotta get to Tilly. Who did we said the people that we discussed was Fatima,
Elgin.
But yeah, you brought up Elgin, Derek.
Donna.
Yeah.
Oh, Elgin wasn't on your list?
No.
Who was on your list, Patrick? The last one. Who was on your list? Tilly. The singing in the rain lady.
The old woman who's supposed to have cancer. And a lot of different things. The fact that, to me, she seemed to know a lot when she got there. Like, for example, it seemed like she knew that what's the one that is fighting addiction? What's her girlfriend?
Christy's girlfriend.
Yeah, Christy's girlfriend. For her to come and be like, hey, I wanted to drop off this liquid morphine to you. Right?
Right.
And to me, she did that exclusively because she knew that her girlfriend was an addict. When we first saw her, something about her didn't seem right. And then when it was revealed that she does have a drug addiction, I was like, it makes sense. And Tilly was like, oh, I wanted to bring you my liquid morphine so that you can have this liquid morphine. And she's doing that while whatchamacallit is there. And almost like giving it directly to her. She started that mess with Boyd when, I think it was season 2, when Boyd was leaving and he was going to go do something. And she was like, oh, you're looking for Kenny? Well, you won't find him there. He's headed to such and such. And that's when Kenny found out that his father was killed by Sarah. But she was there like really manipulative, like, hey, he's not over here. You want to go over there if you want to find him. But she
acts like one of the monsters.
She's always at the right place at the right time to do something that is kind of sneaky, so to speak.
Pushing the action forward.
Yeah, like real sneaky.
Yeah.
But yeah, but we're at about 30 minutes. We're getting ready to wrap this thing up. What is something crazy that you guys think might happen during this season or the next couple of episodes? I got one, but I'll let you guys share yours first, or I'll share mine first. So y'all can think about yours.
Yeah, we gotta think. I'm excited to see this next episode. I think it's gonna be good.
All right. Well, my kind of crazy thing. What's my man that keep getting friend zone?
Kenny.
Kenny.
Kung Fu Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny is turned up when it seems like he's going to be turned up in episode 2, and I think he's going to be turned up to the point where he is willing to take risk to try to take these things out. I think he's going to partner with what's the one that's been sleeping in the bus?
Randall.
I think I wouldn't be surprised at some point in this season if Randall and him team up and they to go on the offensive against the monsters. Mm-hmm. Randall has been trying to go on the offensive for a while. Kenny, not so much, but I think this is going to be the fuel that makes Kenny say, who can I partner up in here that wants to do something? Because I don't think Boyd is going to be willing to do it.
Because all of the elders there are starting to crack.
Mm-hmm.
Donna is starting to crack.
Yeah.
Boyd is being psychologically tortured almost. And, you know, so it's Kenny is going to, and Randall and all these new people are going to start stepping up in, you know, maybe doing some things that might be considered unorthodox.
And that's what I think. I think that, because who's the only person who's a hothead that's willing to take risk and do something like that? I could definitely see them partnering. Oh,
one thing I wanted to say was, it seems like I think Boyd is connected to this place, or whoever created this place, because it seems like they just keep picking at him. Not picking at him, that's the wrong terminology, but it's like, they keep this place, the monsters are like singling him out for almost a special brand of torture, almost, with, you know, not killing him and just having him watch Miss Tien be tortured like that. Like, you thought it can't get bad? Oh, it can get bad. You know, we don't really need to kill you to feed off of you. We're just doing this for fun. Like, it brings a whole new level of horror to him.
Yeah, I think as this season progresses, if people are going to like start really looking at Boyd and question his leadership. I mean, Kenny is already starting to say, "Hey, we need to, you know, we're standing pat too long," and it's like, wait a minute, why are they not killing you?
Yeah.
You know, and when this starts happening, then there's the food and all this other thing. And I don't know if this is all being set up by the monsters, but you're going to start seeing people questioning his leadership and if he's really on their side trying to help them get out of there.
Yeah, Boyd needs to go ahead and retire and move to Colony House.
Yeah. No, I like that. You know, and that could be what they're doing.
Hook up with Clara and just live a peaceful life.
Yeah, I don't know how peaceful it's going to be in Farmville.
I know. Well, yeah.
But there's definitely going to be some significant changes, because if you watch you know, the overall season preview or whatever that they have on Amazon, you could just see that it's going to be really snowy. A lot of dynamics are changing. You know, and like I said, it leads us back to what the heck is this place? You know, what is going on here? Because it just seems like things continue to evolve as they come up with solutions. The game, the board shifts. You know what I'm saying? You got the talisman. Okay, and the monsters are no longer a threat. All right, we could get you in your sleep now. Oh, you killed the monster. Okay, this is gonna be the consequence for that. Oh, you figure this out over here. One of y'all got out in the lighthouse. Oh, okay, this is gonna be a consequence here, and it just continues to shift. So I'm curious to see, you know, what this is gonna, you know, overall be, because I think that season 3 is gonna be the best season, and I think it's going to be the best season because a lot of people complained about season 2, and I think our voices were heard. Nobody wants to say it, but everybody was in agreement with season 1 that it was epic. It wasn't until season 2 that everybody became incredibly divided. You had the people that loved it, the people that was in the middle, and then you just had people that hated it, and they were just like, "Where are the answers at? Where are the answers? What's going on here? We still don't know what's going on." And you know, my complaint about season 2, and we had talked about it, I just didn't like how all of season 2 took place in 2 days. Like 2 or 3 days. Like the entire season took course over 2 days, 3 days in front. And I'm like, come on, man, move the story forward. But I'm excited. Thank y'all for tuning in. What are your thoughts? Is there anybody in Colony House or the town that you don't trust, and why? Well, you know, what do you think about that? What do you think about some of our theories that we discussed below? Appreciate you guys, and our watch has officially
ended.
Peace.